Alright guys, and welcome back. I've been away for a long time, but we're going to change that. But in doing so, we're going to change a few things. My podcasts are going to be as regular as possible, and they may be about anything. Today's podcast in particular is about where I've been and what's going on with me. So, I left YouTube for a while, and part of the reason was I was trying to take off TikTok. I will be bringing TikTok back as well. I will be bringing the Instagram and maybe even the Twitch. We'll just have to see how everything runs. Now, as far as me goes, I have been suffering a large number of mental health issues for a while, and over the last couple weeks they have gotten catastrophic. I won't go into the nitty-gritty, but I have been in a place that is not great, and I have wanted to do harm to myself, and I have pushed people away that genuinely care about me. Now, everybody's immediate response to this was, well, why don't you just put a hold on that? Dirty Diesel. But anyway, why don't you just stop? Don't let it bother you. Don't let those things get to you. And believe me, if I could, I would. It's been something else. Definitely a learning curve, to say the least. Because just stopping doesn't work. I can't make the voices stop. I can't make. And correction, they're not voices, so to speak. I'm told they're intrusive thoughts by both my therapist and my psychiatrist. But they get loud. They get very loud. And I call them episodes, not everybody does. But I get into periods of rage because it gets so loud that I can't think well, and all I can hear is myself telling me that I'm not worth it. I'm a huge screw up. I can hear, I can hear friends, family, and loved ones telling me how much of a fuck up or how much easier it would be without me. And that just makes everything inside me boil. Because I don't want to be that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to feel like that. And in a way, it kind of feels like everybody thinks that that's where I want to be, because everybody's like, get help, get help, get help. I'm trying to get help. I am. I'm trying not to be here because I don't want to be here. I feel awful so often. Like, I wish anybody had any idea how awful I felt. And you guys gotta understand, this is kind of a hard thing for me. But hopefully, talking about it makes someone else who's having the same hard time that I am see that it can be managed even when it feels unmanageable. I just talked to my psychiatrist this morning. We're changing medication. I am actually currently in the hospital parking lot because I had to get labs done. But we're going to try and do this all differently. We are going to try and make a comeback, not only for me, not only for the channel, but we're going to try and make a comeback for my kids. And it's another one that doesn't seem to get by for everybody. Everybody's actually really upset. Why aren't your kids enough? I don't know why my kids aren't enough. I love my kids to death. But something is tearing me down internally that bad that it doesn't seem like there's anything to truly keep me here. But we're trying to change that. We're trying to bring the positives up. We're trying to do something different. My cousin has been a huge support in all of this. Even when my cousin wanted to tell me to just not. I've put them in uncomfortable situations. I have made them feel unsafe. I've made them feel that I am unsafe. And my cousin has still continued to be a support. So is the woman that I am rightfully married to. Regardless of the fact that we're together or not. She has been a huge support in me getting help, regardless of how I look at it or anyone else looks at it. She has done her best, and I see some people's standpoints on things, and I see my own standpoints on things, and I don't ever try to invalidate anyone's opinion on the matter. But a lot of times people feel like that's what I'm doing, is that my feelings are more important, or there are times that I feel like other people feel like their feelings are more important, when realistically I'm just trying to establish a baseline on why it happened. And not so much an excuse as much as, okay, well, this happened. This is why this happened. Let's see if we can't prevent this from happening like this in the future. Because you feel this way because this happened, but this happened because I felt this way, and this is why that happened. And that doesn't just go for me and my separated partner. This goes for me and my cousin. We have had some disagreements about things that I feel comfortable telling them. We have had some disagreements about the way things are done. My family unit outside of my children, we've had a lot of disagreements. A lot of disagreements. And I don't know how to handle that. I don't know how to deal with that. Because every action has a consequence. Every situation has an outcome. So it just kind of happens. I really don't know what else to say about it. All right, we're gonna take a moment because we're gonna flip. No, I can't flip it around. By the way, really pretty Corvette I was gonna show you guys. It's a late 80s, early 90s model. It's beautiful burgundy maroon color, black wheels with a polished lip. Pretty car. Not what we're here for, though. I'm going to try and get better, and we are going to try and bring the channel back. Even if it is just this. Just me talking to you guys. Because I've got to talk more, and I don't feel like there's any obligation to the camera, which is weird. I know that I'm talking to people that watch the video, but physically right here, right now, I'm talking to this camera. No one is listening to what I'm saying as I'm talking to this camera. So it makes it easier to come out. So we're going to try and talk more. That means we're doing a couple podcasts a week where I'm just sitting here talking my face off, and you guys are into it. I'm probably going to keep doing it regardless, but if you guys are with it, we can stay with it. Talk to Bennett. Maybe we can bring Bennett on the channel sometime and do a podcast with Bennett. If you don't know who Bennett is my best friend of, I want to say we're going on, I started hanging around him when I was 14, 26 now, so 12 years, best friend for 12 years. I don't know what I would do in my life without him. I really don't. I've been through periods without him, and it's kind of crazy. RJ, I'm going to make RJ get on some of the podcast, or do some videos with RJ. because RJ has come on TikTok. Everybody likes RJ. RJ is a wild card. And I don't know. If I start streaming, I'm going to be playing with Jeff a lot. I'll be playing with Steven a lot, my cousin. So we start streaming again, we will be trying to do something a whole lot different. And I'm kind of ready for it. I'm trying to change some I'm trying to bring me back, is plain and simple what this boils down to. As much as I would like to bring the channels and stuff back, I enjoy doing this. So realistically, it has nothing to do with the channels themselves. I hope they take off. I hope they do well. But this is for me. I felt a lot more like myself when I was doing this stuff. It made me happy, because while it wasn't directly, like, I would love to be in a shop turning wrenches all day long, and I would love it to be my own shop. This is kind of like a venture into that, because that's always been the end goal for if I make it. I want to keep having these podcasts and doing stuff like this, but I want to do videos where I work on stuff. I want to build cars. If you know me well enough, my dream car is a 2002 R34 Skyline V-Spec 2 NUR in Millennium Jade with OG Bronze TE37s. Complete, that car would have an HKS Stage 2 high response 2.8 stroker engine put in it. It's a $60 engine by itself with HKS high response turbos and HKS Stage 2 VCAM. That would be an insane car for the sole purpose of, like, that is the car. Now, if I could build one as a daily driver, and that is definitely the plan, I would like a Skyline GTS 4 R32. I would really like the Autech 32, but if you know anything about them, or if you don't, there were only 300 of those chassis made, so they're pretty rare, and they're pretty expensive. But either way, they came with a naturally aspirated, non-turbo, automatic, all-wheel drive RB26. They were just really weird cars. But what makes them stand out is they had the GTR front end. They had factory wide body fenders. They were a 4-door. So it was a non-GTR 4-door thing. So obviously the cool thing would be to use the wide body chassis to then take an RB25 Neo with an RB25 Neo all-wheel drive trans out of a Stagia and build a essentially GTR and a GTS 4. If you've been on my TikTok, you know how I feel about that particular build, and that build is going to happen. That build will happen long before the GTR ever does, just because obtainability. Now that said, that's one of those builds that, while I plan on it to be a daily driver, it is gonna get out of hand. It'll be FS spec, most definitely. All Nismo parts or era appropriate HKS parts, and it'll be gnarly. Things will be zinc plated, powder coated. It'll look like it rolled off the showroom floor. And I know, everybody's immediately, well, you're gonna be 60 plus grand in that car when you could buy a GTR. You're right, except that car will be 60 grand in, and it'll be different than a GTR and still worth the money that I spend on it, because of the fact that People don't take care of those cars. And at the end of the day, it'll be to compete with a GTR. So that adds to it. And there are guys like me out there that prefer the four-door. So if you have a four-door that competes with the GTR and it looks slick like a GTR, it's just not a GTR, it's that much better for guys like me. So like, while I want a GTR and GTR is still the dream goal, the obtainable dream car will forever and always be the four-door. And that's like me with Evos. I want an Evo 3. I want an Evo 6. I don't really want any others, just because Evos are one that would get out of hand for me too. And obviously an Evo 3 and an Evo 6 is already out of hand, because it's almost $100,000 worth of Evo right there. Man, it is what it is. But with that, we're going to end this one. You know I love you guys, every one of you that watch the videos, especially those of you that watch them all the way through. And I know there's 2 of you that do. And I thank you. It means a lot. So with that, I'm going to be done for today. I will talk to you guys later.